y'all, happy Thursday and welcome to Vlogmas Day 18. I, again, have like a minute before my kids get back from lunch, scarfing down my pizza. They ran out of pizza, so I ran back up here. My sister, actually, she works in the cafeteria and she brought me up my pizza. That was so kind of her. But I'm setting up my soda bar, so I wanted to film that really quick before the kids came in, show you my menu really quick before the kids all come in. And so what my plan is have some of my higher kids take orders and then put the name on it, and then they can turn in the order, and then I'll call out the name, you know. And then I'm going to have them go around to the teachers and have them take their orders and deliver drinks. I think that'll be a really fun addition to their prize and everything. So it's going to be fun. I'm talking fast because, like I said, my kids are on their way up. So let's look at what my setup is, look at the menu, and get on with our party. Gosh, I just remembered I didn't set my boba out, but I've got my sodas, my syrups, my toppings and add-ins, which you put ice in a cup, then you put the add-ins in, syrups, and then put the soda on top, and then it makes it like swirly and cool and everything. So there's that with these cups with the lids. Excited about that. And then they're going to have the menu on the board so they can like pre-know what they want and then place their order. So we're not standing there trying to figure out what they want. So screenshot that or pause it if you want to read what the menu is. I made that up at like midnight last night, but I think it turned out really cute. Okay, and I'll film what I can, of course, but I think it's going to be fun. So let's have a soda party. If I'm like, ooh, I would like an elf surprise, that's my choice. I'm going to walk over to Lila and say, I would like an elf surprise. She'll circle it, and then she'll say, what's your name? And you're going to say Billy Bob. Okay. And then Kinley's going to say, elf surprise for Billy Bob. And then you're going to come and get your drink. Okay? It's probably has to get handed to you. Probably so. All right. Do we understand how it's going to go? Yeah. Okay. Just like every privilege that we have, what am I going to say? Yeah, we're going to do it as long as we can handle it. What happens if we don't handle it? Then you're going to have to stay at your desk and... does that mean free time? Yes, we can have free time. But here's the thing. You cannot have your drinks on the carpet. Okay. And be very careful with your drink with your combo. I do have lids for our cups, so that will help a little. You may begin. Once you know what you want, come line up here. Be patient, no pushing. Give me time to work through this. Where are my pins? I've lost my way.
So I'll just circle right here.
Yep, you'll circle whichever one of these six. But if they want to make their own, then you'll put a check mark by which soda, which syrup, which mixed in, and which cream. Name right there.
The line goes that way, guys.
Okay, the line goes this way, onto the carpet, please.
I want Dr. Pepper.
You're making an a la carte one? Okay.
What's your name? Oh, crap. Jeffy Bob.
And that's it?
Jeffy Bob.
No cream, no toppings? Just a vanilla Dr. Pepper.
I like that.
For now, because I want to do show one, cream one. Cream, raspberry.
Okay, well, we can I can't hear, okay?
And Sprite. Oh, this one's gonna look pretty when we pour it.
Copper? I said Cooper.
I feel sorry that you have to say this name.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make a silly thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Hey, make sure when you get a drink like this that you stir it, okay?
What is the name?
Okay, be quiet and listen.
I like to smell farts. Told you
Oh, if they get boba, they should probably do these. But I guess you don't have to. I think those will be fine.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Coconut cream.
Okay, that's it? Okay.
Boba.
Billy.
Strawberry.
That's a lot of milk. Okay. There's Remy.
Dr. Pepper.
Bugman. That's my nickname.
Bugman?
Yeah, that's my nickname. Boogeyman.
Cool. Okay, I am back to my classroom. Do you even know I left? I don't think so. I went and took Aiden home. Oh my gosh, I actually sent a kid out to tell this kid to come back in and clean up his desk. Either the kid didn't make it out to him or he did not care and just didn't come back. Soda party, absolute success. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. I wasn't going to start till 1:30. And then I thought, then we'll be done by 2:30. That's an hour. And then we'll go to recess and be done for the day. Oh, no. I was like, it's going to take a while to make 20 drinks. So we started at noon, right after lunch. And then I started getting through my kids' drinks pretty quickly. And I was like, too much time. But then I let my two girls that had the highest points go to all the teachers, like all around the elementary campus. And we obviously didn't make it to all the teachers. There's a lot of teachers. But we had a second grader in here today because it was Fun Friday, but it's on a Thursday. And so he needed something from his classroom. And I said, well, hey, go down there and catch the second grade teachers. I'm friends with all 3 second grade teachers. So, and he wanted his Chromebook. So they took him down to get his Chromebook and then got their orders and came back. And then they went to, first they did the 4th grade teachers, then the 3rd grade teachers. Then they went and did that, 2nd grade teachers. Then they came back and they were like going back and forth delivering stuff. And I sent them to the principal, the secretary, the counselor. And then both of them have moms that work here. So they're like, can we take our, I'm like, yes, absolutely. So they went and got their mom's orders. And so by orders, so they had these little slips. So Sus Elf is the name there. So they had random names. The kids could choose whatever name they wanted. And y'all, the one that was the funniest, I stopped recording, I think, right before it. Maybe I did catch it. I don't remember. But one of the girls was taking the order, then I made the drink, and then the other girl was calling out the names. And one of the names was, I like to smell farts. And oh my gosh, the entire class lost it. And that girl, she did not skip a beat. She didn't act like it was a silly name. She acted like it was his actual. It was so funny. Or I like to smell farts. I think that's actually what it was. It was hilarious. Anyway, yes, I am a child. I realize this. So soda party was amazing, but it was like 2:00 and I was finally cleaning up. So 2 hours of making sodas, slinging sodas, and everybody was like, that was so fun. Like all the teachers were like, thank you so much. They were so appreciative of it. And so it was just a special thing that I really enjoyed getting to do for other teachers. And, I do wish I could have done it for everybody. Didn't do it for everybody. Hope nobody gets mad at me for not doing it. Some people are not the nicest to me, and I did not do it for them, and I probably should have went out of my way to do it for them. But they're just not my first pick, and I ran out of time. Okay, just gonna be real honest. I got to the ones that I could, and I started with the ones that are closest to me. Okay, moving on from that. Like, you needed to know that I'm petty, I guess. Anyway, it was a fantastic day. Like, such a good day. Did my students get all their work done that we're supposed to? No. Still have 2 people that didn't finish their research paper. One of those people is the one that has not finished most things, and they were also absent today. Of course they were. And we took quizzes this morning, and so now they are yet a 4th quiz behind. It is what it is. I've literally given so much extra time this week to work on stuff, and I can only do so much. I should have just not been nice and made them sit out in the hallway like I was supposed to have, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Anyway, the soda party was incredible. So fun. And this is all the stuff I have left. So we went through a lot. And if I hadn't done teachers, I would have had a lot more left, of course. But it was just a fun, wonderful day. So I'm going to finish putting this stuff away. Probably making y'all car sick going back and forth. I've got a couple of gifts today. I'm going to show you my outfit, show you the elf. And I still need to get home and prep at least for my gift wrap Q&A. But I took Aiden home between school and his game, and he had to be back at 5. His game's not till like 7, so I'm not gonna get to film, I'm sure, but I can at least go home and like prep my wrapping paper and stuff and get ready, and then I'll film when I get home, because I'm obviously not gonna film for hours, maybe 20-30 minutes tops of answering questions, but we'll see. So I'm gonna clean this up. I just wanted to say how fun the soda party was. I just loved it so much. Very much enjoyed it. Had a tremendous feedback from it. Oh, one of the mama teachers was like, I want to fund this and do it for like everybody. And I was like, well, okay, maybe another time. But one of the 4th grade teachers said we should totally, because they did chip and dip parties, the other 2 4th grade teachers, because they didn't have the setup to do all of this. And she's like, we should have done like rooms where like if you earn this many, you can go get chips and dip. And if you earn this many, you go get a soda too. And I'm like, we should definitely do that like for the end of the school year party or something, and make rooms, and you can go do this or that or the other thing, or all 3 if you have enough points or whatever. So that could be really fun as well. So I just have a really great team, a really fun team. Building wide, it's a fun team. I love the 3rd grade teachers. And so it's a really good environment and atmosphere. And yeah, we had a great time today. We even did work today. We did quizzes today. So that's always great when you can have fun and get some work done too. Okay, I still have ice in there. I'm actually probably going to make myself a soda to take to Aiden's ball game. So anyway, it was fun. It was just so fun. Can I say that one more time? It was so fun. Okay, it is so crazy windy right now. If you hear things crashing around, it's literally the wind. It is insane. My everything is so cluttered and crazy right now. I'm going to lose it, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Multiple things to talk about here. All right, so first of all, yesterday there was a contest, and a bunch of people got Christmas trees handed to them. And if you saw a staff member, you could say, do you have a Christmas tree in your pocket? And then at the end of the day, if you had a Christmas tree, you got a prize. So first thing in the morning, I was given a Christmas tree. Mine got stolen right away. No big deal. I don't care. No, whatever. So I went down to our specials, and I asked the special teacher for my kids that day. I said, hey, do you have a Christmas tree in your pocket? And she's like, oh, well, I was given a Christmas tree, but I didn't even realize it was for something. I thought that she was just being silly. I have no idea where I put it. And I said, that's fine. If you find it, send it up with my kids. If not, I don't even care. It's no big deal. Never thought of it again the rest of the day. I didn't even care. Again, whatever. I was being silly, like, hey, do you have a Christmas tree in your pocket? The counselor calls me at the end of the day and is like, hey, this teacher said that you asked for it, but she never could find it through the day, so you won. And I was like, cool. Like, she's like, do you want a Sonic drink or a 7 Brew? And I said, 7 Brew, please. So I got a hot German chocolate this morning. Literally just did not throw my cup away. There was a sip left. What a waste. So throw that away. Then at the end of the day, our custodian gave me a sweet little gift. I need to ask her if she made these, but I do believe they're homemade caramels. So exciting. So a big bag full of those. And then one of my students, one of the ones that was getting to take the orders and run around the school, she got me this sweet gift today. Tree Hut. Oh my gosh, I am in love. Oh my goodness. So this is actually a body butter. It smells so good. It is the most Christmassy delight. I don't even know. Mistletoe greens, spearmint, and vanilla bean. I don't know. It's good, y'all. It's so good. I love it. And then there's also a sugar scrub down in there, but I know if I take it out, I won't get it back in. And I want it to stay in the bag for now. Also a Sonic gift card. I don't even know how much is on it, but $10 to $100. So, you know, even if, so, oh my goodness, $10 is more than enough. So, especially with all this other stuff. So, anyway, what a blessing. I put it over here because I figure I'll load that onto my Sonic app. And then she gave me a hand cream, which I didn't even smell this morning. I was so excited about everything. I was kind of all over the place. So, let's smell this. Like me all over the place. Yeah, right? I can't smell it. It doesn't say, oh, berry frosted. Oh, wow. It doesn't have a smell. It probably does, but I can still smell the sugar scrub. Oh yeah, there it is. Which is good. A nice light scent. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of something. I don't even know what that reminds me of. It's delightful. I'm going to leave that here, though, because I don't think I have any lotions here. So I'm going to leave that here for the winter, for sure. That blob was way too much for my hands. Let's get my arms and everything. It blobbed me. Okay, and then a chapstick, a Holiday Nog chapstick. And another student had given me this the other day. I showed you. Y'all, I put this on like, I don't know how many times before I realized it's tinted. I don't know if I was like looking like Lee McNasty or if I don't know. But oh my goodness, I was lathering this stuff on. It's Vaseline. So no idea it was tinted until like I opened it and just happened to look at it and I'm like, guys, did I have red all over my face? They're like, no, I didn't notice. Of course, they're fourth graders, so I'm not going to notice. So I switched it out in my lanyard for a chapstick, and I will put that on when I can actually like look in a mirror and pay attention to if I am looking like, and if you don't know Lee McNasty, he is so freaking funny. He does like reels and skits, and he's like, I don't even care. It's that guy, if you know what I'm talking about. And then our principal came around with a little goodie bag. I honestly haven't even opened it. So a little scarf, that's nice. Just a thin, soft scarf. And some, ooh, hand warmers. These would be really nice for recess duty. It was cold today. It said it was going to be warm, but it was not warm. And then some Snowman vanilla graham crackers. So I'll leave those here for a snack. A snowflake ornament. A pair of gloves. Also would have been nice for recess. And, ooh, a Vaseline lip therapy. Man, all the lip products. And I am a chapstick person. Now, I am pretty loyal to natural ice, but I'll take what I can get when I need something on my lips. This one is not tinted. We're going to slather this on because I'm not wearing my lanyard to get that other one. Ah, oh, lovely. Okay, I'm going to put it right here by this other one. I actually got this last year. And it is also tinted. Made the same, oh wait, no, is it not tinted? I swear it was tinted. It says tinted lip balm. Yeah, when you put it on, it changes your lip color. And I did not know that for a while. And made a very similar mistake. Okay, I think those are the gifts I received today. Let me show you my outfit, show you the elf, and let's get out of here. Okay, as you can see, still have not cleaned that mirror. Okay, today was tinsel and bling day, so I don't have either, so I just wore this, which it has tinsel on it. It's, you know, Christmas lights. I got this from Scholastic. It was just so cute. I love it so much. All booked for Christmas. And then I got these from my student earlier this week. Is this focusing or no? I can't really tell. I think it was no. They're not books, they're pencils and stuff. I don't know. Hang on. There we go. Pencils, I guess. So very similar vibe. Super duper cute. And they match so perfectly. So I loved it. And then the elf. Oh, yes, the elf. It's hilarious today. I don't know that the kids fully caught the hilarity of it, but I think it's hilarious. So do you see him? It just cracks me up. Hilarious. And I love it so much. It cracks me up. His little Minnie Mouse legs. So yeah, there we go. There he is for today. Anyway, okay, that is all. I don't need to save these. I'm gonna throw them away. I can print more if I need to next year, if I do this again next year, which I probably will. It was a hit. So, okay, I'm going to head out and I will see y'all at the house. Actually, you're probably going to see basketball next, so this is going to end with gift wrap Q&A. All right, y'all, we are finally here. We have made it to our gift wrap Q&A. I have everything pre-prepped. So I have my boxes all sitting right here. I have my questions right here, and I have my wrapping paper all pre-cut. So what we are wrapping are my students' Christmas gifts. And since they're all the same size box, it just makes it really easy for me to wrap that. I used to try and wrap like just my family gifts, and inevitably I would grab like my nephew's toys that were like all weirdly shaped, and it would just be a mess, you know. So last year, whenever I wrapped my students' presents, I was like, this is absolutely perfect. So what they get is this water bottle, and I'm not going to turn it around this way. I mean, their name, pretty generic name, right? But it's got our school logo on the other side. Pretty cool gift. I actually need to put all the little thingies on them. Oh, I don't want to do that. Maybe I can recruit Scotty to do that while I'm sitting here talking. All of these have to have like a little rubber thing put on the bottom, and I said maybe I can recruit Scotty to do it. He's not about that life. Anyway, it does come with a flip top straw lid, and it also comes with a like guzzle lid type of thing. So with a metal straw. Oh man, that's nice. Very cool. Were you coming in here to do this?
I thought you were making me.
Oh no, I wasn't making you. I was just asking, like suggesting it.
That was a joke.
Okay. So you're not coming in here to do it, or you don't think I'm making you? The second? Okay. So literally just take it out of the box and stick this on the bottom.
Are you making me?
No, I'm asking. Will you please? Thank you. Can be part of this Q&A. So Scotty's now behind the camera.
I'm not part of this.
Yeah, you might have some rebuttal to one of these questions. I don't know. Okay, I had to take a pause. Scotty helps me put all these on here. I told him, I was like, I guess because I'm overstimulated all day long and have to talk over noise all day long, I literally could not focus on what I was trying to say. So we had to reset. He did most of these. He was so much faster than me. Anyway, we got it done. We got all the little foot thingies on there, and now I'm ready. We're finally ready. Oh my goodness. Did I tell you it's 10:15 at night? It is. So the first two questions are basically the same, and then I'll be able to kind of go in order, but they're not necessarily in the order that they were asked in my comments. It's just when I went back and found them, and then put those with the ones I got that weren't in comments by other means, and there we are. Okay, over explaining as I do. Long story long, let's begin. Okay, so the first two questions are, can you fill us in on why your mom is in rehab? And then Marilyn asked a similar question. How did your mom lose her legs? So I've talked to Mama, and she is 100% fine with me sharing. And the main reason I'm starting with these are because she called me this evening while I was at the ball game and just had a great day in rehab. And she took 70 steps today with the walker. And in addition to that, the therapist took her phone and took pictures and a video, and she sent those to me and shared them with me and said, I can share them with you. So she said, now keep in mind, this was at the end of those 70 steps. She was literally almost done. She hadn't filmed the good part, at the beginning when she was super strong and doing good. By this time she was pooped, but I'll share those pictures with you here and now. So isn't that so exciting? And keep in mind, she's been in there 1 week, and also, shoot. Okay, wait. I've got to remember to remind myself to look at what name it is before I wrap it. That she's only had therapy on Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So she's had 5 days of therapy, and she's already doing that. So super exciting. She was able, they have this smart car for them to, practice getting out in and out of a car, because that's important. And so she did that. She said getting in wasn't bad. Getting out was much more difficult. So the questions are, why is she there? How did she lose her legs? So she has what's called peripheral artery disease, or you may have heard PADS. And it's hereditary. She had it, her sister had it, her brother had it, and I think she said her dad had it. I'm not 100% positive. But it's literally just your arteries harden. It's you're more prone to higher cholesterol. I'm probably likely to have it. Thankfully, my cholesterol levels and everything are fine. I don't have any issues with that. It is exacerbated by smoking, and she's from a different era, and smoking was different back in the day, and so she's been smoking for 60-ish years probably. So a long life of that kind of stuff. And she has been getting stents in her legs and arteries for about 20 years. It seems to me like it was around when I got married when she got her first ones, and I should have confirmed dates and stuff, but that's really neither here nor there. The thing is that she's had so many stents over the years that they really couldn't stent them anymore. And so back in February of 2024, have to think of dates, sorry, she had an arterial bypass in her leg, and it failed. And so within just a few weeks, she knew something wasn't right. So she went back, and sure enough, it was clogged immediately. She had 100% blockages in her iliac artery. And again, it was just to the point where there was nothing else that they could do stent wise. So they tried to do this arterial bypass, and it failed. And so now we're into March. And so they try again. They had taken the vein out of somewhere else in her body to do that. Well, since that failed, they tried to use Gore-Tex, and literally the next day it was clogged back up. So that didn't work. And so they went back in and tried to do something else, kind of patch it. And that almost seemed to work. And so they sent her home and released her. And then she proceeded to bleed out for the next 6+ weeks-ish. And so in May, like she was literally, okay, let's back up a tiny bit. She was literally bleeding out of the wound where they went in to do the bypass from. Wouldn't heal. She went to multiple doctors. It would just bleed out of nowhere, and she would put pressure on it and get it to stop bleeding. And she went to her primary care doctor. She went to her artery doctor. No, her cardiac doctor. She went to the emergency room multiple times, and everyone was like, it's fine. It's fine. Sent her straight on back home until May 26th of 2024. So she's now been bleeding out from like March till May. And she calls me in the wee hours of the morning and says like she's in a panic mode and she cannot get the bleeding to stop this time. And this is pretty graphic. Sorry, I should have probably given a graphic warning starting out. And so there were times when she would bleed for a while, but she always had, up to this point, had been able to get it to stop. And so she could not this time. So I went over there, and it was a horrific scene. There was lots and lots and lots of blood. And she was white as a sheet, and it was crazy. So I called 911 immediately. And the first responders got there pretty quick, but there was a tornado near us. And so our nearest hospital that she had been going to all this time, and they were sending her home all this time. Shoot. I don't know who this is for. I keep forgetting to look, guys. They were shut down because of the tornadoes. So they were not accepting anything. No emergencies, no nothing. And so they had to life flight her to Springfield, Missouri. And when she got there, she had lost over 2 liters of blood. She was in shock because she had bled out so much. And they immediately said, we have to amputate her leg. And it was life or limb. It was literally a case of life or limb at that point. And that's what the doctor said. And we were kind of mad, frustrated. We were so mad. Me and my sister, just so mad because we had been to doctor after doctor, emergency room, all these things for 6 weeks, and nobody would listen to us. Nobody would take us seriously. And now they're literally like, she almost dies, bleeds out in her home, and it is literally so traumatic for everyone. And so of course, we're like, okay, yes, we had to make that call, and so they didn't take it that day, I should say. We didn't necessarily make the call that day, but we kind of did. Or did they take her leg that first night? No. They did not.
I can't remember.
No, they did not. Sorry. Okay, that was the 26th. Because the day that they amputated was the day we left for Disney World. So that was another thing. She was supposed to be going to Disney World with us. And the day we left for Disney World, she had her leg amputated. So that's right. We did wait 2 days, 3 days, whatever. And she did have the chance to decide that. That's right. Sorry. Time has passed and a lot has happened in between now and then and all of that stuff. So, but it was a very dire and scary and crazy situation. And so that's what led to the first amputation. And then, she went into inpatient rehab. She still had her one leg. She had IV antibiotics for 6 weeks. And then she went home and, was not fine, but was making it and everything. And then all of a sudden her foot started hurting on her right foot. Sorry, that was her left foot. That was her left leg that was amputated first. And so her foot started hurting, and we thought it was just because she was transferring all the time using that foot. And so that she had maybe twisted something or sprained something. And so she had to go back up to Springfield and get like a follow-up and everything. And so they ran a Doppler on her foot, and she had no pulse in her right foot. And so they decided at that point that she needed to go straight to the ER, straight to the hospital, and be evaluated. And then they decided that they were going to amputate her right leg. And she said, I'm not doing that. And so they kept her for a few days to think about it. And she's like, I want to go home and think about it. And so I left school that day and went up there and got her. And she came home for 3-4 days, maybe almost a week or something, and realized again, it's a life or limb situation. We're already here. She did not want to do it, but at this point, what else do you do? You know, just what else do you do? So they, in August, I think it was August 2nd, amputated her right leg. And so pretty soon after that, she again went, no. This time they sent her straight home. And then she gets an infection and we go to the ER and they're like, no, you're fine. And then they send her home and then they call her literally a week later and say, oh, your cultures finally came back. Yeah, you have an infection. You need to go get that checked out. At that point, it's too late. Now we have to get wound care involved. And they decide, nope, we have to take 2 more inches off of your leg. And so, gosh, I haven't talked about this in so long. And so I'm like rehashing all of it. God, it is so traumatic. It is so traumatic. So then they take 2 more inches off of her right leg. Then they send her to 6 weeks of inpatient rehab and IV antibiotics, which they should have done the first time. We tried to kind of insist. And that's the thing. We aren't doctors. We have to trust the medical professionals. And then all this kind of stuff happens and it's really hard to trust the medical professionals. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can I know better than a doctor that she should have went straight into inpatient and gotten all this taken care of instead of getting an infection and all this stuff. I have to go find a different marker. I'll be back. So then I think it's around October-ish, something to that effect. She finally gets to come home. Then she starts the process of prosthetics with a prosthetist in Springfield. Very nice people. They meant well. They did what they could do. They tried to get her approved for better prosthetics. Insurance it just sucks. There's just no better way to say that. It's horrible. It will not help the people that actually need help. And so she got approved for what she got approved for. And she finally gets them right before Christmas last year. She gets her last fitting for her prosthetics. She's coming home. She's excited. Everything's great. And then after the first of the year, she calls the rehab place. She's already pre-approved to go into in-house rehab. And they have her come in for an evaluation and they're like, you can't come into rehab with these prosthetics. You need to be able to put them on. You can't put these on. These are not what you need. We're going to recommend that you get something else. We're sending you to this other prosthetist and you're going to get new prosthetics. So then again, here we go. The next set of stages for prosthetics. And this prosthetist, again, was great. Like I said, the first people were great. They were super sweet and kind and, you know, they cared about her, but they just could only do what they could do. So now these people got her approved for these great ones. They are an older model, but they are really what she needs. She can put them on and off by herself. She can do all the things by herself. And then now she is learning to walk by herself. And so long story long, I really didn't mean to talk for 15 minutes about this one topic, but it's a really important part of our lives. It has just been a very long 2 years. And it's really been more than that. And that's something that I have to try and remind Mama all the time because it is hard. It's hard. It's hard on all of us, of course, but it's harder for no one more than Mama. You know, like she's the actual one going through all of this. And on top of that, this isn't all she's going through. Oh, I think I know whose this was. This isn't all she's going through because in 21, my dad found out he needed a cabbage 5 heart bypass surgery and had to have open heart surgery. And he had been ill leading up to this. And we thought, oh, this is it. This is what's caused him to be sick. And he's going to get all fixed up and he's going to be feeling better. Well, he had all that done and he wasn't feeling better. So he went in for more tests, and that's when they found his cancer. So, and then they started the process of chemo and all the things leading up to him passing in 23, in June of 23, July 19th of 23. And he went on hospice in June. And then 6 months later, this happens to my mom, you know. So it is not just the last year. It's the last 5 years that have been just hard, you know, like praise God that we know Jesus, and he gives us a peace that surpasses all understanding. And my mom will be the first to tell you, yeah, her faith has wavered through this, but if your faith doesn't waver when this kind of stuff happens to you, are you even a human? Right? Are you, you know, you're a bionic person, and she's half bionic now. So, anyway, it's been a hard 5 years. It's not just about losing her legs. It's grieving losing my dad and all that she's gone through caring for him all this time. And then now she doesn't have him to care for her. And that's hard, you know, and I know she has us and she knows she has us, but it's not her husband of 53 years, you know, it's hard. So anyway, is that what you asked for? I answered your question. That is why my mom's in rehab. She's learning to use her prosthetics from this very traumatic experience, and she's learning to walk again, and she is doing amazing, and she's going to kill it and tackle it, and she's ready to drive again. And once the time comes, we will outfit her van. I keep forgetting to look at the name. I need to like write it down somewhere before I start. We will outfit her van with like hand controls so that she can use them to drive, and she can drive, you know. So we've got lots of plans and lots of goals to look forward to. And, you know, that's really what it's about, setting all those goals. Right now, her goal is walking more steps every day than she did before. She started out at 25, then 40, then 70, and just going on and on and on. So she's killing it in rehab, and I probably talked this subject to death. So we're going to move on because I have a lot of questions left. This is going to be like a super long video, and so sorry. It may not even go up before midnight because it's already 10:30. We'll do our very best, all right? Okay, so the next one. So I said Scotty might have a rebuttal to this one, but the next question is, and this is also from Marilyn. She asked me 3 questions. So 1 about Mama, 2, how did Scotty and I meet? So we met in a grocery store. Isn't that the age-old story? You know, like you met in a grocery store, and it's the truth. We met in the grocery store. I worked in a grocery store as a teenager, and he would come in. This is one of my favorite stories to tell. I think I tell it maybe every Q&A, but that's okay. I'll tell it every time. He used to come in after football practice with his friend, and he was pretty shy. He wasn't super talkative, and but his friend was. He was talkative and flirty and stuff. And so I would put whatever drinks they liked in the drink cooler so that when they got out of football practice, they had a cold drink. And then that's, you know, the first times I've ever saw him. And he would come into the grocery store with his dad, and his dad is deaf. And of course, then he would sign to his dad, or, you know, talk with his dad and interpret for him and stuff. And I was very intrigued by that. And then one day he came in and asked for an application. And I said, well, if you put my name on it, you'll get hired. And so one day the boss calls me in his office, and he's got a big old stack of applications. And he says, all these people say that you recommended them to work here. And I said, no, I only told 2 people. And that was Scotty Flippo and Shauna Fox, which is now my hairstylist. And so he looks up those 2 names, set them aside, and literally drops the rest of the stack into the garbage can. And it just made me, I loved it so much. Anyway, and so he hired Scotty and Shauna. Turns out Scotty and Shauna are cousins. Crazily enough, like by marriage and stuff, but still pretty funny. Had no idea. I went to school with Shauna. He went to school at a different school. I worked in the town that he went to school in. And so that's how we met. we started working together, and we used to hang out together as a group after work. We'd go play pool and stuff or hang out in the parking lot. And then we worked together on the 4th of July. I keep forgetting whose name. Ugh, I'm messing myself up. We worked together and closed on the 4th of July. And so we hung out that night, and then we decided to hang out the next day, which turned out to be his birthday. And we hung out all day that day. And July 5th, that's the day we consider our dating anniversary. And that was 25 years ago. Makes it easy on me because it was in 2000, the year 2000. And then we got married in 2005. So nice rounded numbers. Makes it a little easier for me to remember our anniversary dates. Except I don't remember the day we got married ever. You know, people always make fun of the man for forgetting dates. Literally the first, I don't know how many years we were married, Scotty, that I forgot our anniversary date. I don't know if he's even still in the living room. Probably the first 5 years of our marriage, I would forget that we were actually married on the 30th and not the 31st of July. So that's how we met. And here we are 25 years later, still just happily ever after, for real. He's my best friend and I love him like crazy. So there you go. That's the story of how we met. And last question from Marilyn is, why did you decide to be a teacher? Let me tell you, it's pretty crazy. I worked in corporate jobs for 20 years. I had 2 different jobs over the course of 20 years, and I was in management in both of them. So I managed a smaller team at the first job, and then at my second job, basically, I managed a pretty huge team. I managed a sewing department, and then at one point I was managing both day shift and night shift. And I just really started hating working with adults that acted like children. And I just thought, you know, I don't know. A lot of things happened at my last job that you can go back and watch some of my early vlogs from the year 2019 and 2020. 2020 was a hard year. I mean, who was it not a hard year for? But for me at that job was really, really hard. I helped kind of start the company. I designed a lot of the products in that company. And within a year's time, like I got a demotion, I got my job hired out from under me. Like it was so many things, like nothing, it was restructuring the company and blah, 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 whatever. And it was just a lot of stuff. And, you know, I just got tired of all of that. And so I was looking for a job. And just out of the blue, the superintendent messaged me and said, hey, years ago, about 3 years ago, you'd reached out about a job. Are you still interested? And I was like, yes. And so I quit that job for, I think I was there 12 years. Yeah, it was just shy of 12 years, I think. No, I'm sorry, just shy of 8 years at that job. I was at the other job for 12 years. And so I gave them a month's notice and quit that job and took a 50% pay cut to go be a paraprofessional and immediately fell in love with it. I didn't think I was going to want it. I thought I was going to get hired in the high school because on my resume, I was like, I've worked with teenagers for 15 years doing youth ministry and blah, blah, blah. I knew that the para in the high school was retiring that year. And so I really thought that's the job I was going to get. And no, they put me in 3rd and 4th grade. And I was pretty well known at that point in my life for saying I do not like children between the ages of 8 and 11. Guess how old 3rd and 4th graders are between the ages of 8 and 11. But I literally fell in love. And within the first 3 months, my boss said, you were made for this. You need to go to college. And I'm like, no, I love what I'm doing. I'm not interested. I don't want to pay to go to college. And she's like, by the time you're done, you might be burnt out. You might be ready for something different. And I'm like, no. Well, then a few months further down the line. And my dad was really encouraging to me too during that time. And so I enrolled in college. And I went to WGU, which I still am planning on, want to make a video of like my best WGU tips and tricks. I finished a 4-year degree in 2.5 years through WGU. And my goal was 1 year, but that was also in the midst of my dad's cancer. And so there were times I just couldn't school. And so it took me longer than I had planned, but way less than projected, of course, to do a 4-year degree. And with working with 3rd and 4th graders, I preferred the 4th grade curriculum. I preferred the 4th grade difficulty level, if you will. And I just fell in love with teaching. And it's just crazy because I was never a kid that played teacher. We played Barbies, we played house, we played all things. We didn't really play teacher, me and my sister. I remember going to our neighbor's house and she would try and play teacher and we hated it. I loved school. I was a social butterfly. I wanted to be where the people were. I loved every aspect of that. And also done youth ministry for, like I said, 15 years. So I don't know why it never clicked with me, but as soon as I started teaching, I just fell in love with it. And there was also so much encouragement from the staff and the people I worked with telling me that I was a natural and I should do it and all this stuff, you know. And still to this day, people say, I wish you were still in title. And I sometimes miss title. It was definitely a lot more low key. However, I will say, you know, I make more money now as a teacher doing something that I absolutely love than I was making hating my life and my job and everything that I did in management. So if that tells you anything about how I was paid you know how teachers are pretty low paid, making more now, doing what I love, teaching children, getting time off with my kids when they are off school. I'm off school. When it's summer, I'm home. We're able to work down to the lake and do the Airbnb. And so I am incredibly blessed and incredibly grateful. And I know God brought me through all of those other times in my life for such a time as this, you know. It's live and learn. And I had to go through that to find this joy and contentment and happiness in my life and be blessed. And you know, I don't regret any of it. I learned a lot about sewing and a lot about people and a lot about a lot of things during my time and in my other jobs. But I love what I'm doing now. And so that is why I decided to be a teacher. So, hope I answered that question. Okay, next one. I see a lot of trophies in your house, and you talk about Scotty going hunting, and that he works from home. Is hunting his profession, or does he have another job? So hunting is not his profession. I'm sure he would love for it to be, as every other hunter in the world, you know. He does do a hobby job, if you will. He does not get paid for it, but he's on a YouTube channel called The Hunting Grounds. He probably hasn't had a video in the last couple years because he's had a rough couple of seasons. Guys, I just need to start telling you the names so that I can remind myself. This is the third one. I do not know what name it is. Good. Oh, yeah, I do. As soon as I looked over there, it reminded me. And so he does do the hunting grounds, and so that's fun. He gets, you know, sponsored products and things like that. So that's nice because those are things we don't have to buy. But it's not a job, and he does it as a hobby, just like hunting is a hobby. He films his hunts when he can. If he gets something on film, cool. If he doesn't, it's fine, you know. But he does have a somewhat hunting related business called Seek and Find Thermal Drone Services. Imaging Thermal Drone Services. And he just started that this year. And so he has a thermal imaging drone, and he can go up and use thermals of animals and find a deer that has been harvested that maybe the hunter couldn't find. And so because he can do that, it saves the deer from going to waste and, you know, losing the meat. Of course, the trophy too. That's why a lot of people hunt, is for trophies. It's cool to get a trophy for him, but it's not why he hunts. He hunts for meat to provide for our family, and it's his hobby and he enjoys it, just like this is my hobby and I enjoy it, you know. So yeah, it's not his job, but he does have Seek and Find thermal drone services. Oh, that's a mouthful. He is on Facebook. He kind of wants to do videos and put it on there, but again, he's still really new to it and everything. So maybe eventually he'll have a YouTube channel and stuff, but we'll see. So it's really cool. If you're in our area, definitely check him out if you need it. But he also does like pet recoveries, livestock recoveries. He's found 2 cows now. He went out searching for a pet, but they're pretty sure it was holed up in a skunk hole, because when it finally came home, she said it smelled miserable. So anyhow, that's a side business that he has, that he's, you know, it's his thing that he does. So it's really cool. Okay. Oh man, there's still a lot of questions left, and I'm already 40 minutes in. Okay. What is your current, these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions are from Pam. Thank you, Pam, for all the questions. She said, what is your current little treat obsession? I'm going to tell you, peach rings right now are it for me. Now, historically, it's been dots. I love dots. They're some of my favorite candy. Hold on. But right now, it is definitely peach rings. Every time I go to Dollar General, I pick up a pack of them. So it's kind of ridiculous, but that would be it. My other one is this little cup right here with 2 pumps of peach syrup and then Twist Up, Great Value Twist Up. Definitely enjoying that right now. So never really been the biggest soda drinker. Unless it's popcorn and Coke. That's my concession stand treat, if you ever want to know that. Popcorn and Coke. Just about every single game. I did not get one today because we had the soda party. I got popcorn, but I didn't get a Coke. All right, who's this one? Okay. And so yeah, there it is. That's my sweet candy treat and my sweet drink treat. That I'm kind of obsessed with right now. What's one behind the scenes thing viewers would find funny? I don't know. I mean, other than like, here's some behind the scenes for you. This is what the rest of my table looks like. I don't know if that's funny or not. Probably gross. But, you know, I have the power to position this camera and move things. So, you know, I don't have my life all together by any way, shape, or form or stretch of the imagination. So I don't know if you find that funny or not, but yeah, you get to see what I let you see, basically. I don't know. I usually stay up till well after midnight every night, especially when I'm editing Vlogmas. So that's a fun fact. I'm sure you figure that out because of what time it uploads. I don't know. Is that what you meant? Hopefully that was a funny thing. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. All right. What is your comfort meal or snack when life feels full? I'm just not the snackiest person. Sometimes I forget to eat even. Like, I haven't eaten dinner tonight, but I did have popcorn at the game. You know, popcorn could possibly be that for me. I love making popcorn on the stove, and I could just eat popcorn for dinner a lot of times. I really like Ripple chips with French onion dip. That's my kind of go-to snack. I don't know if it's my comfort, but I'd say popcorn's probably the comfort snack for me. Yeah, we'll go with popcorn. If life had a pause button, what would you do during the pause? Is sleep an option? Because that's probably what I would do. I'm a napper. I can take a 15-minute nap. I'm a napper and a yapper, if you haven't figured that out. I can take a 15-minute nap and be like golden, like cat nap all the way, power nap. My husband is not that way. My son, napper. Daughter, no. If they nap, they wake up grouchy. If I take a nap, I'm like, let's go. You know, case in point, the other night, came home, was exhausted, took a power nap, rearranged my office. So I would definitely say sleep, take a nap. You know, I'm not a reader. I want to be so badly. I'm just not a reader. My dad was. He could read a book in a day, and he did a lot of times. But I think a lot of people would say read. I would take a nap. I would sleep until you hit play again, right? Okay. So that's that. And then what's one small thing you are looking forward to? Oh man. I should have pre-thought about these questions a little harder. I pre-read them, but did I pre-think about them? No. One small thing I'm looking forward to. Having time to clean my craft room. Is that an option? I think anything's an option. I definitely look forward to a time when I have more time, but I'm not going to wish my life away, because the time that I will have more time is when Aiden is in college and we will not have children at home, and that will be sad. It will be sad. It's not hard. We have continued to live life without Riley at home. It was definitely weird at first, but we have definitely gotten used to it. And we know that she's doing great things at college, but I think when both of them are gone to college, that's going to be really weird. And so I look forward to more time, but knowing what that means, I can wait. You know what I mean? So that's probably it. Now, a fun thing. What am I looking forward to? My next Disney trip. Do I have one planned? No. So everyone except Scotty, you know, I would give up Disney to go back to Colorado. I really want to go back to Colorado as well. So do we have plans to do anything yet this coming summer? No, we don't. So no vacation plans, but there we go. There's something little I'm looking forward to, is a vacation, either Colorado, and always looking forward to going back to Disney. So no plans in the works, no plans in the future, but there's always still a plan to go. You know what I mean? All right, 2 more questions. Have you always collected Disney things? Speaking of Disney, these are from Alicia. Did I say these are from Alicia? Hey, girl. Have I always collected Disney things? No, I have not. I've always been a Disney lover. Always loved Disney movies growing up. We had a lot of VHS growing up watching Disney movies. I think my mom must have really loved Disney as well, and that's where my love for it must have come, but she's never been to Disney or anything like that. She was supposed to go with us the year of her amputation. I've just always loved Disney music, Disney, the aesthetics of everything. I remember as a teenager, we had gotten the internet, and I remember looking up how much it cost to go to Disney World and stuff like that. Always had the want to go. But I didn't go to Disney World until I was 35, and that's where my real obsession began, just to be perfectly honest. And I have literally an entire room in my house that is my Disney room. I mainly call it the office. It used to be the office, but it's really a hallway. It's not even a room. It's just a hallway going from here to there with a bathroom in the middle. But it is my office, and it's the Disney room. And so I do collect a lot of things. My favorite things, and that's literally her next question, and what are your favorite things in your collection? The things I've been gifted. I have been gifted some of the sweetest things. My best friend, Rosanna, her like adopted grandma, basically, they took care of her while she was on hospice and in her last days. And so then they kind of inherited all of her things too, to go along with that. And she was a Disney lover. And so I've gotten a lot of really precious things from her. I did not know Miss Kathy very well, but I definitely treasure all of the things that Rosanna has given me that were Kathy's. And then Scotty got me some really beautiful Cinderella collectibles that are like crystal and just gorgeous. I love those a lot. Cinderella's my mom's favorite character. I would definitely say Cinderella was my favorite movie growing up. And then Tangled came out and it probably trumped it a little bit. I love Tangled. But as far as classic princesses go, it's 100% Cinderella. And I've just collected, you know, I like the more vintagey side of it. So I don't know. I love it all. I very much love it all. I get very emotionally attached to it all, even if it's something I found at a yard sale or a flea market or something. I do. I love it all. I keep it because it brings me joy. I have it because it brings me joy. I would definitely say just anything that has been gifted to me, those really mean the most to me. The Cinderella stuff is really precious to me. So that's probably my favorite stuff is the Cinderella stuff, the carriage. I do have a little vintage Cinderella. That was our missionary ladies that founded our church. So a lot of precious pieces there that have more meaning than just being Disney stuff to me. So, wow, I really thought that this Q&A was going to be short, and it is definitely not. It is going to be over an hour long, this video. And so I'm going to end this right here, right now. It is 10:55. Can I edit this in 1 hour? No, I 100% cannot. I really want to, because I have gotten every single one up to this point up before midnight. So I'm going to go bust booty and try and get this edited and uploaded. I do hope you enjoyed it. This is literally one of my most favorite videos to film all year long. If you missed out and didn't get to put any of your questions in here, please feel free to drop them down below. I will do a second one. I have 1,000 more gifts to wrap, guys. This is just touching the surface of what I need to wrap. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Leave me those comments down below. Let me know how you liked or didn't like it. That's fine. You can say that too. Just be nice about it. You can say this is not my favorite video, but guess what? It's my favorite video to do of the year, and I definitely hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming along with me today on this one. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my future content. Still tons of Vlogmas to come. New video every single day in December. And then my normal upload schedule through the year is weekly vlogs on Saturday, grocery hauls on Thursday, sometimes a random video on Monday. So that's my normal yearly schedule. So again, thank you so much for coming along with me today on this one. I love you so much. Thanks for all the questions. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.